Incoming transmission. Oh no.
Welcome to TennoTalk, episode 18. I'm your hostess with the mostest, Rebecca, and joining me is my co-host with the mostest, Jeremy.
Hello, and welcome to the episode where we admit we barely played any Warframe this week.
Yes, do apologize to everybody in the Discord and the clan. We've been kind of MIA this week, both with work, as I've started my manager training at the restaurant, so I'm pulling like 50 plus hours every week now, which is a lot. Mm-hmm. So I definitely am apologizing ahead of time that, I haven't been in-game as much as I probably should have been this week. But Jeremy has some good news.
I got a job.
Yay! Jeremy got a job.
That crisis is over, and now I can go back to playing Warframe and being a geek again.
Yeah, instead of filling out applications every day.
Yeah.
All day. So yeah, we'll definitely, it's like I said, it's been a week of laying low for us and more personal stuff that we've had to take care of this week as we were approaching the start of the month. But now, hopefully, we're getting into the swing of things and everything's going to settle down a little bit more and we should be, good to keep going.
But fear not, we do have a pretty awesome episode.
We do.
And I did play a little, so I got some stuff to talk about.
Yeah, Jeremy did play enough to see the Revenant patch come in and to see the relay stuff. So we're just going to go ahead and jump right into it. So the coolest event, and this is for PC right now, is the one that has it up. But there's the Pyrus Project event, which is doing missions on Earth, Mercury, Ceres, and Saturn. And it's to rebuild a relay, which is so cool.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. We were talking about this earlier. When we first logged in, you see some of the relays. The Strata relay on Earth is the one that they're rebuilding now, and we logged in and saw it was just this like debris field. Mm-hmm. And we're like, what happened here? And it was kind of cool because it makes you ask questions like hey, if it feels like the world's been lived in, I guess something happened here before my Tenno woke up.
Yeah, exactly. And it's really cool that we're going back in and like rebuilding this, especially because they said the relay looks different. It's not like one of the other relays we've had. There's a lot of Easter eggs, and I've seen so many screenshots going up of the Solaris United on the relay talking with the Austrian. So
that was freaking cool. Yeah, so I have been to the relay.
Cool.
You can't get past the front door. There's like a console right in front. Like there's still that little fork, like where the ships drop you off.
Yeah.
And then there's a woman at a console, just like normal. And then right behind her is another console where you can contribute the materials you need to help in the rebuilding efforts. So that's as far in as you can get. But it's cool. That part looks the same, though. I've seen, the tweets going out with some of the other hints and stuff. But
yes. Yeah. So the event it started on August 30th, and it is going until September 13th. So that's when you have to go in and contribute all your stuff to kind of help build this relay. And hopefully if we get everything built for it, we will have an awesome new Earth relay coming up.
I'm kind of happy. It's a bit of a slog. There's quite a bit of stuff to do.
I know. I was looking up this stuff and I'm like, there's a lot to do for this.
Yeah.
I'm impressed.
So, I when I logged in on Friday to test out the Revenant changes, hold on to your butts, there is a rant coming. But when I logged in on Friday to test those out, I went ahead and started contributing towards the relay. So you need 30 of one essence, and I can't for the life of me remember what it's called all of a sudden.
Okay.
But you need this one, and it just drops from when you load into a mission, the leader of the Steel Meridian comes in and she's like, hey, we found the target. There's a target nearby that has the resource. And I had a couple maps where I think it happened twice.
Oh, nice.
So it can happen. I think it can happen more than once.
That's really cool.
Yeah, or I just played a lot. So then it works like a capture mission. Instead of a red icon, it's a yellow Steel Meridian looking icon, like a gear. And you got to run them down, kill them, and drain that essence from them. So that's the first one. And you need to be able to contribute 30 of that one. And I've already done that one, which was awesome.
Check mark.
The next one is you have to get another resource that I think you just get from either defeating enemies or completing the mission. I don't know exactly how I was getting this one,
Okay.
but I was also getting it. You need 10 of that resource to build one relay part. That relay part takes 3 hours to build.
Okay.
And you need 5 of them.
Ooh, that's a time
sink.
So,
yeah, so a little bit of a time sink because, of course, you can only build one at a time. So,
of course,
you can't complete the whole project in a single sit. Well, you might be able to do it in a single sitting, but you're probably not going to be able to.
Yeah.
Unless you play as much as we do sometimes, then then maybe.
And then you should be able to.
Yeah. So that was cool because it needs some other stuff. So newer players or people who craft a lot. I don't craft a lot. I have a surplus of everything. But you may also need to go get some of the regular materials.
Got it. Okay.
And I don't remember what the other 2 things it needs are. And then on top of that, you have to complete a Samaris task.
Ooh.
And you have to defeat the Grustrag 3 times.
You have to fight the G3.
G3 3 times.
So do you have to get them like after you, or is like there certain missions? Do they just like spawn on certain missions now, or how does that work?
I did not see them while I was playing, but it's my understanding that they will show up on Earth, Mercury, Ceres, and Saturn, even if they aren't necessarily chasing you.
Okay, cool. That's good at least.
That's not been my experience, but I've heard or I've seen people talking in like region chat, and I want to say even Twitter.
Okay.
That was kind of the idea was, they have a higher rate to spawn or something like that. So
nice. So what I'm also hearing is we should really pop the one there where you need to have the pigment that we need to get from them. We should pop that as soon as possible.
This would be a great time if you're getting pigments for your dojo. Go get the G3 one.
Yeah,
this would be a great time to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, and then once you have it, and you just need like some of it. You can turn in parts at the relay. I think like I've already contributed all 30 of that first essence that I needed.
Awesome.
So yeah. So, and I don't know if it's just any Samaris task or if he will actually give you one for one of these planets. Because I actually am halfway through one right now, so I didn't go talk to him.
Yeah.
So.
Huh.
But yeah,
I'm super excited for this. I think it's really cool.
Yeah. I hope we get it done in time. I think we will. The game has seen enough of a boost lately in new players and stuff. I think there's probably enough people working on it.
Yeah, especially because they're all low-level maps for the most part that you need to go to, except for Saturn, obviously, but still.
Saturn's not even, I mean, it's still midway. It's not like, we had to go to,
Sedna.
Eris, Sedna, yeah, or the Void, the top half of
like
the
mod,
Void.
yeah, the top half. Yeah, exactly. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm super excited. I think it's really cool that they're doing this. This is something that I don't know. I think it's just really neat for a game to like rebuild what they've already broken.
Yeah, and it's
and
cool.
Rebuild it differently.
A little badge of honor. Every time I go to that relay for years, I can be like, what? I helped rebuild this.
And if it looks different, it might give me a reason to not just go to Larunda every time.
Well, there was some talk that the new relays would have new stuff on them.
Yes.
So and that's all they've been real tight-lipped about what that could mean.
They said something about Easter eggs and stuff like that, like
right.
hidden little nuggets.
So what I personally would like to see is something akin to Maru's Bazaar, where this relay might have some of the stuff that the other relays have, but it also has something specific that, so if you need X, you need to go to Strata Relay because that's the one that has this, and that would get people moving to all of them. Because if you need something from Maru's Bazaar, you have to go there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
So it'd be kind of neat to give this one a purpose. So then all the relays sort of serve a purpose. Whereas, like you just said, you always go to Larunda.
Yep.
Always.
I'm always at Larunda.
There's never, you never go to the other, what is there, 2 others that we still have?
2 or 3, yeah. I either go to Larunda or go to Maru's. And then worst case...
I don't even go to Maru's.
Yeah, I really don't go to Maru's, but unless I have to...
just for the treasure
Yeah,
hunt.
just for the Iton treasures. So that's all I go to Maru's for anymore. Other than that, it's the dojos. I go to trade in the dojos, which is a lot better. But yeah, I don't know. So make sure if you're on PC, you get this event done, you help out. It's really cool. I think we said that both of us have praised how much we love this, honestly. that, they do something like this for the community and to bring us all together. I really like it.
And it looks like, according to the tweet from Danielle, it looks like when it comes to PS4, they're going to be rebuilding the Larunda Relay.
Oh, they get Larunda.
That's the tweet I'm seeing. We'll see if
Nice.
it stays that way. This is from Thursday. So, but yeah, it says, and it doesn't say anything about Xbox, so I don't know. I'm sure it'll be one of theirs.
Yeah, exactly. It'll just be funny because
Yeah.
now we're ranting and raving that we're not gonna always be going to Larunda anymore, and here PS4 is only gonna go to
Yeah,
Larunda.
like, please let us have Larunda back. Yeah, so it's coming.
Oh, that's so funny. Especially because now I'm gonna have to pull up my PS4 account and play a little bit more so I can go to Larunda on there
Yeah,
and see how cool Larunda looks over there
I need
versus
to.
our lame Larunda
Yeah.
on PC. Something else, speaking of just like overarchingly really quick cool things that D is doing, is they're doing an event for all of September as part of leukemia awareness. And when I saw this article and I saw this post go up, I literally almost cried. Like, wow. So basically, if you log in sometime in September, you receive this awesome yellow ribbon to wear in game to kind of basically stand together and bring awareness for leukemia, which, holy crap, DE, wow.
Yeah, this is cool. This is really cool.
Yeah, it's just so good,
Yeah.
to see this type of stuff. And I don't know. I just really like it. I think
Yeah.
it's really neat. It's just something small and like a little subtle nod to, bringing awareness to these diseases and these issues.
And it is kind of cool if you haven't logged in and claimed it yet, or if you logged in and you just haven't looked at it. What I like is you can't dye it. Obviously, it needs to be yellow. That's the leukemia ribbon, but it looks like something that your Tenno would have or your frame would have. It looks like it's made from the same materials.
Yeah.
So it doesn't look out of place.
It's not like, here's like this little silk ribbon to
Yeah,
put on your all like disgusting infested nidus.
well, it's still going to look like that on Nidus
I know.
probably, but yeah, so it looks like there's a couple of Cyandanas from like not Tennogen or anything that were supposed to be like the ceremonial ribbons or something like that for the frames. It looks like it's made out of that same material, so it's kind of neat. It doesn't look gaudy and out of place like some of Guild Wars 2's special event things that's like just like a sore thumb, so it's cool.
Yeah.
We're going to put a link in the show notes because there is also a thing if you have the means to put some money towards the leukemia awareness stuff, they have links where you can do that there on those websites. So we'll drop the link to the blog post, and it has all the links for if you are so inclined to help out.
Donate or
Yep.
do any sort of helping or anything like that, or if you just want more information.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
yeah, definitely check out that blog post. Like I said, like Jeremy said, we'll have it linked below for you guys, so you can go there and show your support and help out how you can. But yeah, so another really cool thing that came out this week, and I didn't actually see anything from Warframe at all, from DE at all, but I started seeing all of the posts on the Warframe PC Facebook group. There were umpteen notifications on Discord that this happened. I was getting screenshots, a direct message to me. We were getting tweets. But the official soundtrack is on Spotify.
Yes, it is.
And the only song that ever mattered is the We All Lived. The Keith Bauer song.
Yep.
Literally every single screenshot I saw of this on computers, on like cell phones, on iPads and stuff, all from Spotify and various other streaming places, and I can't even name all of the ones that I've seen, We All Live Together. Every single screenshot. I loved it so much. But yes, it's on Spotify. I already have it added into my master official soundtrack thing that I have going that has like The Witcher and Dark Souls and Skyrim and Elder Scrolls Online.
Can we do a whole episode on how much I love The Witcher 3's soundtrack?
Maybe a little bit later. But yes,
One day
we will talk about how much we love.
#podcast goals.
Hashtag official soundtrack goals.
Yep.
But yeah, so it is officially out. So if you haven't realized this yet, please go check it out. go listen, give it some love. This is huge that their soundtrack is out.
Yeah.
Because if you really do turn down, they have some of the most gorgeous music. I can't tell you how many times I just sit in my orbiter and listen to the soundtrack that I have, like all of the various ones that I've collected through the Psalm Chords.
And I have like you are.
Yeah, This Is What You Are is what's on there right now. But usually I'll cycle through about every month. I've been doing it. About every month I'll switch what's on there. But This Is What You Are is currently. And I will literally just AFK in my own orbiter and listen to it.
I think I'm back to the Derelict.
Oh, the Derelict one is so cool.
That one's really good.
It's such a creepy environment, especially when Hey Kiddo shows up.
Yeah, it is.
Which, speaking of, it wasn't last week, but I think no, it was last week.
It was over the weekend.
Yeah. I was in and I loaded back from a mission and my Hey Kiddo showed up, and this is the first time it showed up since I finished the quest. I've never had that show up whatsoever. I had the audio show up after the sacrifice quest, but I didn't get I didn't see Hey Kiddo, but this is the first time that I've actually seen Hey Kiddo, and I saw Hey Kiddo disappear and it was very scary. Like, it was creepy. So yeah.
I want more from him.
I know, right? I want so much more. DE, please.
Yeah.
Make him a personal, make him like a D&D like unseen servant so he can carry shit around for me, and I can awesome and bask at how cool he is, because that is so freaking cool. Like, no joke. I just love it, and I want more dialogue. Give him more stuff to tell me, please.
I would love to have some more stuff.
Yes. Just small gripe of mine. Give him more stuff besides just saying hey kiddo and making me scream and scare the shit out of me. Oh, every single time, I swear. But speaking of creepy things, I guess it's kind of like a somewhat segue. We can talk about creepy frames, but he's not really that creepy. But the Revenant.
What they did to him was
creepy. What they did to him was kind of creepy and kind of sad. So I don't have the Revenant. I'm still in the process of grinding for the Revenant. But Jeremy actually was gifted it by one of our clanmates and one of our mods, BBQ Tac. So thank you again for that. That was really awesome. So
that was so cool of you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, not only was he really looking forward to it, but it allowed one of us to actually have day one playing the Revenant, so we could really get used to it. So I've been able to watch him play it. I've sat down at the computer a little bit. You know, we've both been able to do our research on it, even though I don't have the frame yet. But if you haven't checked the patch notes, there was a patch that came out this week that put a lot of changes into him.
So my original outline said Revenant dash poor thing.
I didn't see that outline.
Yeah, I deleted that part.
So
I will admit, we're going to do this in 2 stages.
Okay.
We're going to talk about the changes.
Cool.
And my thoughts on the changes.
Okay.
And then we're going to talk about
what they should have done?
No.
Oh, okay.
We'll do that as we go.
Okay.
And then we're going to talk about actually playing him.
Got it. Oh, and because you played him afterwards.
Because I went through like 2 or 3 days after this patch went in before I actually tried him out. Mm-hmm. And yeah.
Yep. We'll talk about our thoughts of the patch and the changes on paper versus them actually in game.
Yeah.
And how it feels between the two.
And we're going to, if you're following along with the actual patch notes, I'm going to jump around because we're going for impact here and not necessarily
bullet points.
Yeah, not bullet points.
Yeah.
So the most jarring change was Dance Macabre. Its energy drain when you're not holding the trigger down went from 12.5 a second to 20.
That's huge.
Which is enormous.
I mean, think of it doesn't seem that huge. You're like, oh, it's only 20 in energy, but it's 20 energy per second, right?
Mesa's is 15.
Yeah, exactly. And that's before any mods. Like, that's her max of what it is.
Obviously, you slap like a streamline on this, the numbers all change, but
yeah, still. But even base, that's a little high.
Yeah.
And especially because it's per second. Like,
and that's not even with the trigger down. So there is a multiplicative effect. I don't know what it is while you have the trigger down, other than hold on to your pants, because
it goes fast.
Yeah, it's like someone attached a vacuum to your energy meter. It's jarring for for sure. And my problem with this is actually if you don't have the trigger down, I know like a lot of people, you got Revenant and you went straight to Hydron or a COD, right?
Yep.
Most people probably did.
Yep.
And it felt quite powerful. Even if you didn't have the trigger pulled down for the first, the first 5, 10, maybe 15 waves, it felt good. And then starts getting 15 to 20, and you start holding the trigger down more. And that's when you start seeing, the numbers, and you start seeing that payoff for his Dance Macabre effect.
Mm-hmm.
So then you go take him to Mott or one of the other real high-end Void missions, or you go run your sorties, and Dance Macabre without the trigger held down is nothing. It's really not that powerful.
Yeah.
But everybody, like, I was getting so many PMs, like, at Beard Prime, hey, when's Revenant going to get nerfed? What do you think about Revenant? He's totally going to get nerfed. He's way too I'm like, no, he's not. And I told everybody the same thing. I was like, we shouldn't be talking about this right now. Give him a week or two. Let it marinate. Let the new and the exciting wear off to where the people start realizing, because Dance Macabre's an incredibly flashy and it's super fun.
It is
a very
flashy.
fun skill and it's very flashy.
So flashy.
Yeah, so and I genuinely believe it feels more powerful than it is.
Yeah.
It is a good skill. I'm not selling him short, and I'm not saying he didn't need a nerf, but I very adamantly believe this was the wrong nerf.
Yeah, I think if anything, they should have upped the energy cost to maybe put it on par with Mesa, put it to 15 instead of 20 per second, and then maybe adjust the multiplier of the damage or the drain when you hold down versus not.
For me, I actually think they should have left the drain alone and worked on the damage, because one of the things that I praised this frame for last week was that he wasn't a set and forget frame. You didn't hit 4 and then just dance around. When you hit 4, the drain was slow enough that you could use your other skills, and that made all of his skills work so well together. And he felt like a complete frame. I compared him to Pablo's frames because all the skills work together in tandem. Now the drain is so unbelievably high, you can't afford to use his other skills.
Yeah, I know when Jeremy originally told me about this, because I didn't see the patch notes go up because I was at work. Jeremy let me know as soon as they came up what was going on. And they were cited saying they didn't want Revenant to be another press 4 to win. Like one of those easy press 4 win frames. But I actually, having played with him and played around him and played in full parties of Revenants, I think it is that weird skill cap thing with the Revenant. At least it was, where everybody's like, oh, the flashy 4 skill. Oh, this is letting me win. But then you need, that was great on a COD. But then when you get into other levels of play, you realize that you actually needed to balance his skills, because it wasn't just pressing 4 and winning. It wasn't a Banshee 4. It was different. So I really do think that they kind of messed that one up.
Yeah, I would like to see them lower and it doesn't even have to go all the way back down.
Yeah, just put it 15 or something.
Yeah, they need to lower it to the point where his other skills are still viable while he's doing the dance. Because if you take that away, I think that weakens him quite a bit.
Yeah. No, I'm not mad at them for raising it. Because obviously maybe numbers wise and maybe high end build wise for the people that number crunch, it being at the 12.5 energy per second as base was way too low, because once you get modding it and stuff like that, you could make that drain like a Vara's stealth prowl drain. You could make it super, super low, 1 second per. And then you're literally if you have 700 energy, for example, you're never leaving it, because, that's lasting a really long time if it's 1 second per energy per second. So I understand bumping it up, but all the way up to 20 just seems really high.
So yeah, for the record, I don't have any proof of this, but I want to say in discussions I've seen with Max Out Streamline and the other one that gives you efficiency, I think it's 5.
5.
You get it down to 5 a second on the old numbers, not the new numbers.
Okay, that's not too bad.
But that doesn't include holding the button down so that it does the bonus damage, because that's where his damage gets ludicrous when he's using that skill.
When he's focusing it.
Yeah. So at this point, it's up to 20, and then you hold that down, and you're doing 4 times the damage at an extended energy drain. I have primed flow, one from the top on him, and I can completely drain my energy in a matter of seconds.
Damn.
It's unreal how quickly it drains
insane.
now. Yeah. And you know, if that's how they want him to play, that's fine, but I genuinely believe that making it so he can't use those he can't afford. He still can, but he can't afford to use those skills while Dance Macabre is up. That makes him like Banshee, where you either build for his first 3 skills or you build for his 4.
Yeah.
And that's, according to the patch notes, what they're trying to get away from.
Yep.
So there was another big change for him. There was a few smaller ones. When he does his smoke dash, he turns the same color that the Vonvalists do when they do the charge.
Oh, that's cool.
So he's clear and ghostly now. It looks great. And they added a sound effect when Mesmer armor goes away. So you get the audio cue that your armor's gone. So that's cool.
That's smart. Yeah, those are good changes. I agree with those.
Absolutely. No issues there. And I like how those 2 skills work. I've seen some complaints about them. Personally, I like them.
Yeah.
They could be changed. Sure, they could be quote unquote better. But I like how he works. That's why I'm kind of being passionate about this, is I like how he works. And it's not about the numbers for me. It's about how it feels. And, you know, by taking and almost doubling that energy cost, it just doesn't feel as smooth. But we'll get to that part in a second. So the other thing they changed, the big thing, is Enthrall, his 1 skill. He used to only be able to control 4 guys at a time. He can now get 7.
Yeah.
And
on paper, you're like, hey, that's more people I can control, right?
Yeah, absolutely. But in reality, because they only have these tiny little black crystal arrows above their head, it's just 3 more people for your party to kill before you have a chance to do anything with them.
Yeah.
Because that, again, like 4 would have been enough if your friendly teammates couldn't kill them, so you had control over when they detonate and when you get that overshield from them. So again, it's not necessarily a bad change. Like, these 2 skills needed something. I'm not debating that. I just feel like they changed the wrong thing. I feel like they went with the knee-jerk reaction from the public that had maybe tried him just to level 30. And then immediately took to the forums and Twitter screaming about problems. And they didn't go with like their gut. Like, what did he actually need fixed? You know, that's why when people were messaging me, you know, and they wanted my opinion, I was like, you guys need to wait like a week. We need to get some time with him, put a good build together. Run other missions. Yeah, run other missions. Put several builds together so we can really see like what can we get out of him.
Yeah.
You know, the first day, BBQ and I were talking about how we were going to build him, and we both ended up with very different builds. And we both agreed that the Umbral mods probably weren't going to be good for him. The next day, he's like, dude, I tried the Umbral build. It's great. I'm like, oh, see, that's why we do these things. Mm-hmm. That's why we go through this process. So exactly a week later, and they just run these 2 skills in the exact opposite direction of, and I understand, before anybody starts sending emails, this is my opinion. I'm not preaching it like I'm right and they're wrong. I don't mean it to come off that way. I'm just annoyed that it feels like the screaming masses got their way again, and a good frame is suffering for it.
Yeah, I will say I kind of disagree with you on the enthrall cap. And the change there. I think they focused on the wrong thing when it came to enthrall, but I actually disagree with what they should do. I don't think, like, even if they would have left it at 4, I don't think that friendlies should not be able to kill them, because then you're running that issue with like your Nyxes and your Limbos. But what I think, and this might work, the more I think about it, I think this would work really well as an augment mod for him, honestly. Because your friendlies can kill them, make your enthralls that when friendlies kill them, they get the overshields, or the whole party gets the overshield and stuff, and sets the trap. So instead of him having to be the one to kill him, change it to where everybody can. So then that adds a lot more group dynamic, and it kind of gives you that fun play like with Trinity right now.
Yeah.
I think that'd be really cool because, I mean, even with Trinity, when she's doing her energy vampire and she puts that little like blue thing on it and everybody shoots them and you have to wait till they have the blue thing, even if you like shoot them quickly, you still have that issue of it not working. So you'd have to really kind of play with your teammates and say, hey, wait till I enthrall them, give them a couple seconds to fight so I can do this other skill on them, and then you can kill them.
Well, the other skill kills them.
Okay.
What you want to do is Revenant needs to kill them with his 4 so that they give him the overshield. So, and it's not super important. You know what I mean? Like, it really isn't that imperative that he does it. It's not like with, Nidus where you shoot the squid baby and you're robbing him of stacks.
Yeah,
so,
you're making your Nidus angry if you shoot the squid baby. PSA, do not shoot the squid baby unless you ask permission first.
I feel like we talk about this every podcast.
I know. Like every other episode we bring up Nidus and his damn squid baby.
I don't disagree with anything you said, save one little part of that.
What?
His thralls actually have a pretty short timer. So it's not indefinite where until he releases them or kills them. So you're probably not, unless you have a Revenant that like massively stacks duration just to be a jerk, you're probably not going to have like defense missions that get held up because the Revenant hasn't killed off his guys yet.
That's fair.
Now, I haven't really tested that. I don't know how much duration you can get out of him. I think I'm just at 100. I don't think I really built for duration. So, so I could be wrong. You might be able to get it up to like a minute. I think it's 20 or 25 seconds.
Okay, that's not too bad.
Yeah, it's not horrendous, but you're right. It could be something that might be exploitable. I think because they matched it to the number of minions Necros can have, and they specifically said they did it to match Necros's max shadows. Mm-hmm. I think they should operate like Necros's shadows, where they're just yours.
Oh, and like they're like tied to you, like Necros?
Well, not even necessarily that, but what I mean to say is for the purpose of defense missions or exterminate missions, they count as killed.
Oh, okay.
So they are your minions at that point. And then, I actually really like the idea. So here's what we could do. This is just theory crafting.
Okay.
You make it so that friendly players cannot kill them. And then you give him an augment mod that allows friendly players to kill them to take that overshield. And then he's got a really solid support. Because we can hop into a sortie mission. It's survival sortie, we'll say. And I can go ahead and slap that mod on. And I'm like, all right, guys, if you need overshield, you just shoot my minions. And then we all know, like, hey, target those minions for the overshield.
Yeah.
It gives, or vice versa, make it so that anybody can do it, but then he gets a mod that lets people get that overshield. It's just something, I really like that augment mod. That's really cool.
Yeah, and I've challenged myself, especially when it comes to the newer frames that are coming out, to really kind of challenge myself to think about that. Because I'll use Octavia for an example, because I know, Jeremy, you love Octavia. Base Octavia's okay. She's pretty good. And you like her. But the reason why you tried her again was because of the mallet augment mod. And that augment mod changed her. Same thing for me with Avara. Avara was a really solid frame. I really liked it. I loved her infiltrate augment mod. It was really good for spies. Suddenly Empowering Quiver comes out, and that completely changes Avara's usefulness for me to where I play her all the time now. So I really am trying to remind myself that augment mods exist, and just because a new frame doesn't have one doesn't mean that there's not something that they could change later to make that more interesting or to change that play back to what we think it is. So that's, I don't know, that's where I'm trying to come with thinking about the balances and stuff like that, because I'm wondering as well as if there's not something behind the scenes that they're working on saying, hey, that was really powerful up front, so let's adjust it a little bit, and then we're going to move that type of thing to an augment mod so it allows players to choose that type of play if they want it.
Yeah.
And that, I don't know. I want to trust DE on this one. I really do. But some of these changes, the way it works, it seems like, I don't know, it's just the way they went about it doesn't match
what they wanted.
For me, there's this weird dissync between them. It's just not lining up for where I think, and this is obviously what I think they want out of this frame, but where I think the frame is where they want it to be and how they're executing it. I don't know, it just doesn't line up for me.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
So in So the second half of this discussion
It's the actual play.
is the actual play. He's wonderful.
You like him?
He's still good. Yeah, everything
Yeah.
I like still works. You have to be much more careful about when you're using his other 3. And realistically speaking, you're probably just using his 3 to move around.
Yeah. Instead of using it while Dance Macabre's up.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying is while Dance Macabre is up, you probably are only using his 3 to move around.
Got
You're
it.
probably not using his 2 because his 2 is an armor. So, you may not need to use that too many times while you have Dance Macabre up. And his 1 lets you enthrall enemies, of course, unless you're going for that overshield pickup. So while Dance Macabre is up, you need to kill them. You probably aren't spamming that. So in practice, all of my opinions that we just discussed aside, in practice, he still feels good.
Okay.
Now, a lot of people are screaming, like, oh my God, you nerfed him way too far. This isn't good. And I know I was just saying this. I own up to that. But a lot of people were really upset about it. And I wonder, like, my opinions haven't changed, but I certainly feel a little more comfortable because you look at these changes on paper and you're like, man, they did it again. They over-nerfed again. And then you get in and he doesn't feel much different.
He doesn't feel nerfed.
It doesn't feel nerfed.
Okay.
It does feel like it's draining a little fast.
Yeah.
Like I said, you're probably not going to use his 3 as much as I was using it.
Yeah.
But you can still use it. You just need to be careful about it. You need to pay attention. I think primed flow is probably a must. Maybe even Hunter's adrenaline. Maybe both. You might need both for him to feel as good as he can. And I have Streamline. So that's 3 of your 8 slots right there. But it works. And I think I ran Energy Siphon as well.
I wonder if they're going, and we weren't around when Hydroid came out, but I'm wondering if they're trying to follow a similar balance with Hydroid as well. Because Hydroid, he can go into his water, into the puddle, and he can become a puddle. And then he can use his other skills while he's a puddle.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if they're trying to, or if their goal is to end up where somewhere like balanced like that.
Yeah, I wonder.
Where you maybe they popped up the energy a little bit so they could get some more testing done, just as like a placeholder maybe. And now they're going to go back through and say, all right, in practice, this didn't work exactly how we thought it was going to be. So we want to switch it around. I'm wondering if that's the end goal, is more like a Hydroid balance versus a regular frame.
Yeah, I can see that. I think that's probably a decent way to look at it.
Yeah, I think for me, the biggest issue with all of this is my brain keeps getting stuck on they didn't want to make another press 4 to win frame, but they gave him the ability to do everything else during that. So I really I'm just in my head, I'm keep thinking over how are they going to balance this back out, because everybody instantly saw the left click, the alt fire, for lack of a better word, of the Dance Macabre, the mouse 2, that, did 4 times damage even with the drain. And everybody, at least in my experience of players that I've been around, or communities as a whole, they're like, oh, that'll clear rooms. That's a new Mesa thing. So that's the only thing you need to do. Is just spin around, lasers, and done. And I feel like it's missing the point of the other stuff that he can do, like doing his little reave in the middle of it, and enthralling and popping for overshields, and I don't know. I really I want them to find a good balance for this.
Definitely.
So I'm hoping that after another week playing on this new one, getting some more solid feedback, maybe we'll get a little bit closer to something that is more akin to a Hydroid versus a Mesa or a Banshee 4 skill. I don't know. Now I'm rambling.
No,
in the middle.
Yeah, no, I can see what you're saying though. I don't think you're wrong for sure.
Yeah, so if you play Revenant and you've been playing Revenant, one, I'd love to hear your thoughts, but I know DE would as well. So if you are playing Revenant, you played it before the change, you're playing it after the change, you're working on builds, please go to the forums and please talk about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because you can sit at your computer, and we can sit here and complain and bitch and moan and everything that, oh, they're breaking it, oh, he's too powerful, oh, he's too weak. But at the end of the day, it's not constructive. So like what Jeremy and I are doing right now, like having a discussion about it, we need more people to do this, because we've said it before. If you're not giving that the constructive feedback and doing the feedback loop, they put out something, we have feedback, we give it back, and then they make changes. The game's not going to get any better, and you're just going to bounce off and get yourself pissed, and you're going to leave the game.
Right. If all you do is say, Revenant sucks, Revenant sucks, Revenant sucks, and like, okay, they're just going to start like firing off buffs and nerfs in the dark because no one's telling them what sucks.
Yeah, so...
And, that's how you end up with frames like, what's his name? Wukong, yeah, like, he's not a bad frame.
Atlas, everybody says Atlas sucks.
Yeah, and, that's where these weird things like, why haven't they fixed Titania yet? Well, have people really come up with really solid ways to fix her, or are we all just telling DE like, yeah, Titania sucks?
Yeah, and I know we've seen this, especially with like Rev Ford and everybody, where they're talking about like the changes to Nyx that they want to do. They're asking the community, what type of changes do you want to see in Nyx? What type of other abilities besides Psychic Bulk would you like Nyx to have? They're asking for feedback constantly. That's why they do the dev workshops. That's why they have the forums. That's why the community team is so fantastic and so responsive, is they're looking for that feedback. So definitely give Revenant a shot. Don't go just off of the patch notes that just came out. As we've heard with Jeremy, patch notes look scary and awful, and he was nerfed. In game, he's still not that bad. He's a little weak. It's a little drainy. It's a little annoying, but he's still playable.
Yeah, actually, I would say beyond playable, because when I played him, I was doing the missions for the Pyrus project, so I wasn't in defense missions.
Yeah, you were actually out doing missions.
I was out doing missions, and then his drain didn't feel too terrible because, when you've got a whole corridor to run through and you're going to murder everybody in there, and then you've got another 2 rooms of like parkour and stuff, your energy's recharging, and so it felt much better in something like that. I did a survival mission as well. I went to Mott as well. I didn't stay. I was only there maybe 20 minutes. Okay. But, just to try to mix it up a little, and he felt a lot better than I thought he would.
Yeah.
So
definitely try him out, get in there, put some builds together, mess around with them, take him to other places besides Helene, Hydron, Akkad, get him out in the world and not just a room defense mission, and let them know what you think. I'm still super excited to pick him up. I'm super excited to farm him. I think he's going to be great. I like I said, I'm just super excited. So
I will say one last thing before I move on.
Okay.
As much as they've changed, and even if I don't disagree, I think baseline, I think the frame is fun enough that I'm still going to play a ton of him.
Nice.
I love the way he works, which is why I have issues with some of the ways they chose to change him, because, at his core, like, I love the frame. He's still everything I'd hoped he would be. So I really want to, do what Rebecca said, go give constructive feedback, be as long-winded as possible so they know exactly what you're talking about, because he's so fun, so he deserves to be good.
Yeah, most definitely. But I don't know. Like I said, go out there, try it. He's still awesome. Yep. He's still edgy. I love all of the way he looks. Oh, he just looks still so cool. The effects are cool. I'm so glad they changed the Reeve effect to make it even better. So go get him. Have fun. Enjoy him. Enjoy the first real beard frame that doesn't have just a flap.
So, slightly moving on, I will say, so the Phantasma, his shotgun,
fantastic.
It got a little bit of a tweak.
I know, and this is so funny to me.
This is great, because I actually didn't know this was a thing.
I love it.
So when you use the alt fire, first of all, in case you weren't aware, its alt fire charges.
Oh my god,
so
I know.
You can actually fire all 11 rounds the magazine holds at once.
I know. So if you don't have the Phantasma, or you're not interested in Revenant, you don't want to buy him, you don't want to buy the bundle, at least buy the blueprint for Phantasma and build it, because this is one of the coolest weapons ever. Yeah. Oh my god, I love it.
Even if it's just for the MR, go get the Phantasma, put it together. It is a ton of fun.
It is such a blast, and it's so cool to watch people use too, and it feels so satisfying to use. It does. It feels better than the Arcoplasmor, and that's hard for me to say because the Arcoplasmor with multi-shot is my favorite weapon in this game besides the Amprex, and the Phantasma might beat out the Arca now.
We'll see. For me, it's like playing. It's like you're at the end of Alien and you're Ripley and you need to choose like what two guns are you going to duct tape together to go face off with the alien queen, right? She chooses a machine gun and a flamethrower.
Okay.
When you take the Phantasma, you chose the Ignis Wraith and the Tsar. Because you're either going to shoot a beam in front of you that has it doesn't feel like it's hitting anything. That's why it's like the flamethrower. It has no impact whatsoever while it's shooting, and it's just decimating your guys in front of you. And then you fire off that alt fire, and you're shooting out these grenades. So what they did was when you used the alt fire, when the grenades explode, they throw like little shrapnel grenades out,
yeah,
right?
it's like little shrapnel. It's like a shrapnel grenade.
Now, and this is so absurd, now those shrapnel pieces home in on targets in all directions.
I love it. Oh my God.
It is glorious.
Oh, man, I haven't played it since the patch went in for this, but I'm so excited. Oh my God, I've never... And you should see me. I have like the biggest childish grin in right now, and I keep giggling because it's just so absurd. The Phantasma is hands down one of the coolest, if not most rewarding weapons to use.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I've never had something like the Opticore feels kind of weightless too with that beam. I mean, it has a kickback when it shoots, but other than that, it feels like it doesn't have the impact on the target.
Yeah.
Same thing with the Arcoplasmor. The Arcoplasmor doesn't really have that impact. It's just a disc, especially with the way I have it modded, which has punch through, so it keeps going.
I think that's just a beam weapon thing.
Yeah,
because I feel the
beams.
same way about the Phage. Is it Phage? The one with the 5 beams?
Yeah,
it doesn't. It just doesn't feel, and I would argue the flamethrowers as well. They just, there's no impact because there's not a projectile.
Yeah,
so,
exactly. So with it being a beam shotgun, it's just so funny to have that because it doesn't feel like there's an impact. And then now with those grenades, and then you just like shoot it, explodes, and then you just see the whole thing just go like.
Yeah. Pew. It's
so cool.
It's so fun. It is a really fun gun.
Yeah,
I think everybody should try it.
You just have a childish grin on your face. You're like, I'm wrecking face, and it's so funny.
I do right now just talking about it.
Yeah. So, yeah, definitely check it out. Check out the Revenant changes. Let us know what you think. Let DE know what you think. Honestly, I'd love to hear what your favorite build is and all that other good stuff. So, yeah. But that's like pretty much it for like the major changes that came out this week, as far as patch notes and stuff.
Yeah, there was a ton. We could do a whole episode just on the tiny little tweaks.
Yeah,
they
like
did.
the hotfix stuff, the QOL stuff that they popped in. So if you're more interested in it, go check it out.
Definitely. The big thing, a lot of it is either they fixed a lot of little crashes and stuff that's not working correctly. Or they fixed animations.
Yep.
That seems to be the two most common things in the list. But
yeah. So definitely if you're more interested in those patch notes and you haven't checked it out, definitely go check those out or check out videos of other people that are covering stuff like that. There's plenty of amazing content creators out there. And DE is wonderful enough to list every single bullet point every single time. So you definitely, there are bunches of places to go look to find out all the information that you want. We just kind of hit on the ones that we thought were most important, which were the Revenant and the Phantasma changes, which were the two of the biggest because they are the newest stuff to come out.
Yep.
So yeah, but we'll go ahead and move on. We had a bunch of feedback with emails and stuff like that. So if I don't get to all of these, I apologize in advance. There's so many of them. A lot of them had a little bit more personal questions and stuff like that we're going to be responding to. And if you've been waiting for a response from us on the email, I apologize. Like I said, I started a new job. Jeremy's about to start a new job as well. So I'm just trying to get used to the schedule a little bit. So you should be seeing those responses come back in about a week or so, as I have the time now after work to go back through and really kind of give love to the email. So you will be getting emails back for sure. Definitely hold on. We're working real hard for you guys. But the first one that we had that came up, and it doesn't tell me who it's from, so I'll have to check this out afterwards and shoot you an email back.
Yes, it does.
Oh, it does. It does. Awesome.
Yep.
It says
he
sorry.
has 2 in a row on here.
Got it. That's what threw me off. So it said, "Hey guys, loving the podcast in the community. Quick question about the market. You have 250 plat and a 50% coupon. What do you buy?" So I'm gonna assume that the 50% coupon is like not how DE does it, because usually their coupons are for plat, the 20, 50, and 75% off plat rewards. So if we're assuming, I don't know, how do you want to assume this one for Jeremy? Do you want to assume like the 50% off is for something in the market, or you just have 250 plat?
I would say 250 plat.
Okay.
I don't know if, like, do the coupons, let us know, like, do the coupons affect the cost of stuff, like, on consoles? Do you have to pay full price for plat always, but the stuff in the store is cheaper?
Yeah, that might be something that we just don't know.
Because if that's what you mean, I didn't know it worked that way on the consoles.
Yes.
So I would say just for ease of us dumb PC players, let's just, you have 250 plat. What would you buy? Yeah.
250 plat. What would I buy? Probably I would pick up another armor set. There's a couple that I still don't have. It's one of those things where I'm like a completionist and a collectionist. So even if I don't use them, I like to have everything. Other than that, I would probably pick up palettes. More palettes. I would round out my color palette collection, because I'm only missing the Tenno, I think I'm only missing like 3 palettes at this point.
I am. Just 3.
I think it's like 3 or 4. So I would probably get the rest of the palettes and then go back and probably, if I had anything extra, buy the classic as well. So I'd have all of the color choices possible. I don't know. What about you, Jeremy? What would you buy with 250 plat?
Assuming it's my account now and not a new player, because that changes the question 100%.
Drastically.
Yeah. Assuming it's my account, probably I would buy some more weapon slots, because I've gotten to the point in MRing weapons that I only have like 1 free slot now.
Yep. Which sucks when you find like, because that was me for the longest time, and it still kind of is, because as I was buying building a bunch of weapons for MRing, I find weapons that I like and I end up keeping them.
That's what I've done. Yeah, it seems like, I build like 3 weapons and I'm like, okay, I'm going to try this one out, get it to 30. Yeah, I don't like that one. Try this one, love it. Try this one, love it. Oh, great, I only have 1 slot now.
Exactly. Yeah, weapon slots would be huge.
That's the kind of, that's the groove I've gotten into. So I have enough slots for all of the primes plus all the frames that don't have primes, and still have 1 or 2 slots left. So I'm okay on frames, but I would probably buy 5 or 6 more weapons. Well, I guess it would be 6 because you buy them in 2s.
Yep.
So I guess 6. I'd probably purchase 3 more slots. I would get the last couple palette colors that I have, and I would probably spend the rest on, I don't know, that's probably about half of it, I think.
Yeah.
No, it's not. There's palettes are 75 a piece.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Shit. Palettes are expensive.
So I just buy the last couple.
You can only get 4.
Yeah, I just buy a couple of the palettes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that question was from Hawaii, and he has one more question I'd really like to answer because I think it's fun. What kind of animal companion would you like to see added to the game? So we've got kitties with our kavats. We got kubros with our doggies. I think it would be really cool to have like a ferret-like thing. So something that's a little bit low to the ground. I think it'd be really cool to add it, especially if they got as smart using Venari's type of work, where you can command it to where you could like go up against it like a wall or something and command it to sneak in and hack in or something for you. Be really freaking cool. And I think it would add like a really fun mechanical play if they added like a little like stealthy little ferret.
That would be neat, especially if you could control it.
Yeah.
Like when you send it through like to disable lasers or something.
Oh my god, what if you could like create like a Warframe ferret that you could transference into?
Oh man, that'd be funny.
That would be so cute. Oh, that would be that. Okay, that's like a whole nother thought process of if you could transference into something else. What could it be? I would transference into a ferret.
For me, I'm gonna give my brother credit for this, even though this isn't his idea. But talking to him while we had to do an emergency road trip to Illinois this weekend, he brought up something that kind of got my head turning. I would want a falcon.
Ooh.
Because I would want to be able to... So it was a combination of, we were talking, there's a miniatures game called Guild Ball, and one of the sub-factions in that game is a guild of falconers.
Yeah.
And so all their mechanics are around basically like crazy long ranged attacks, because they send out these birds to go, and it's like the game is like a game of soccer or football and, you know, medieval fantasy game. So
yeah, it's a very weird
yeah,
but awesome
so
game.
We only briefly talked about it. It's why he doesn't get full credit for this idea. But what I would want is, it's a pet that essentially will like go distract foes for you. You could send it to go hold enemies in place or something. You're asking me this question, so you're getting a CC answer, but it would be like CC. It could go like distract a target and like hold it in place while it's trying to swat the bird away or something, you know.
That'd be
or
cool.
You could get it. I don't know that there's much of a need for it in this game because of the way the AI works, but you could have it like scout and it would like ping targets on your map, or just you could use a special ability where you could see through its eyes when it perches up in a spot, so you can get an idea of where stuff is. I think highlighting stuff on the map works better.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It could get like a special version of loot radar where it gets like an extra loot radar or something, so everything on the map is suddenly visible for you. And that'd be cool.
Everyone should tweet at DE, where's my hashtag Laserbeak?
Oh, please.
Let's get Laserbeak in the game, people. Come on.
Now, I would, if I could breed a hawk, I would name it Laserbeak.
I would, yes. That would be
no
the name.
joke. Yeah.
Or, because I love Darksiders 2, I would name it Dust. If you got to Laserbeak before me, I'd go with Dust.
Okay, both of those are really good answers. I like both of them. So our next one was an email that we got from Z Castle. So since Warframe takes place in a universe where it is far gone history that humans gain the ability of interstellar travel. My question for you guys is, are there any space buffs and or enthusiasts for astrophysics under the roof of TennoTalk? I wouldn't say astrophysics.
Metaphysics, maybe.
Yeah. Probably not astrophysics, but we both are very big space buffs. Not in a sense of like we love sci-fi. But I know we've had a lot of discussion between the two of us, as we've talked about relocating within the United States. One of the biggest things as we're looking in the next couple of years of where we want to kind of land down before our family stuff happens, is going to a place where we can see the stars and maybe have enough land to build a little bit like a mini observatory for us.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up fascinated with space. I used to go to all of the really cool special events with some of the really big telescopes here in Indiana, and the big observatories when there were planets and stuff like that. But I also grew up in the country. So I grew up being able to see a lot of stars, and sadly now our city's so developed, because I haven't really moved far from home, that we don't see as many stars. So it's really sad. But space buff, yes. Astrophysics, probably not. At least for me. I don't know, Jeremy. Are you a space buff? Do you like space?
In a pure science way, yes. In a science fiction way, I'm definitely more fantasy.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I used to watch, was it Cosmos?
Yeah.
Is that the TV show? And there's a couple others. There's plenty others of shows like it.
I love space documentaries.
Yeah, and I love that stuff. I think it's utterly terrifying, you know, because like my world extends only so far. And then to just think like how big the world is and all these other people, like it makes you feel a little better about your problems. And then you think about how long it would take to get to like the next celestial body, which would be the moon. And then you're like, oh, wow, that's pretty far away. And then like my lifetime, I wouldn't even make it to like Pluto or some shit. Like, oh my God, it starts to get really terrifying.
It does.
But I love it.
The scale is terrifying for me,
Yeah.
honestly. So interstellar travel is awesome. I applaud like people like SpaceX and all of the private, as well as NASA as well. Like all of the space programs that we have here on Earth are killing it. All of the scientists that are out there looking for like planets, like it's insane. And you guys keep up your work. If you are doing that type of work, you impress the shit out of me that you guys can do that. Does it terrify me? Yes. But is it cool? Yes.
Yeah.
So we had a question from Starhawk 1500 that we said we were going to answer last week, because we were still waiting on it a little bit. And we got so wrapped up last week that we kind of missed it. So it was, if you could pitch DE an idea for your own TennoGen skin for a frame of your choice, what would it be? If you don't have to design it yourself, you just have to explain the concept. So we've had 2 weeks to think about this. Jeremy, have you come up with one
Of
that
course.
you would pitch?
Of course I have.
All right, what would you pitch?
I want a tribute.
Oh,
I would
tribute.
like Revenant to get a skin for Raziel from the Legacy of Kain series.
Oh, that would be so good.
Yep. I
wasn't
know.
even think about that.
I mean, I know that they probably logistically this wouldn't work, but yeah, that's what I would want. And then I would like, because of the sword usage, I would like probably no. I had it backwards. I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm gonna start over.
Okay.
I want Revenant to have one for Kain from the Legacy of Kain series.
Okay.
I want Excalibur Umbra to get Raziel because he already has the damn scarf.
That would be cool.
That's what I want. I want the two of them to have like the pair up, and they can
for
sell
Legacy
it.
of Kain.
Yeah, and sell it together. It's Kain and Raziel.
That would be really cool.
That's what I want.
Oh my goodness. Just like, even if it wasn't like a 1-for-1, if it was just like hearkened to it, that would be really neat.
Yeah.
I really like that.
Maybe whoever designs this, just do it enough so that if you use the right colors, it's Kain and Raziel, but it doesn't have to be. I mean, it still needs to be in that style of Warframe. I don't want to just run around with a Raziel model in game, obviously. Yeah. But yeah, I would want something that harkens to those two characters. It's one of my all-time favorite games. So I want to be able to show that love in this game. And just hearing people mention the Soul Reaver games in talking about the Revenant frame when he was first introduced, I really want this to happen.
Yeah, that would be really cool. For me, and I know I had the Valkyr one that was kind of funny, but actually for me, I can't think of a frame, but I could think of a weapon, and specifically a weapon type, because I've been thinking through, and I saw some famous person, I think it was Ariana Grande, got a new tattoo, and it was the girl from Spirited Away. Absolutely fantastic. So it made me think of it. Made me think of animes, and I think it'd be really cool to have a longsword skin. So for like the glaive, or war, something like that. So like a long skin,
okay,
or a longsword, and a bow skin that are based off of the Fate Endless Night. Is it Endless Night? For Fate Stay Zero, either of them, from Archer and what's her name? Saber. I want those weapons in the game.
Oh yes.
I want Saber's sword from the Fate Stay series. From Fate Stay Zero, Fate Stay Ultimate Blade Works, either of those two. And I want the Archer theme, his bow that he manifests. Because the bow would be really cool if you could use it on Avara for the Artemis bow. Mm-hmm. Because he has the one shot that he can do that's multiple arrows that branches out. And I think it would be really cool. So yeah, I really love it. I think it would be cool. Cause I want more weapon skins in the game, honestly.
Absolutely.
I'm not too impressed with some of the ones that are in. Some of the ones that are in are fantastic, and they're really TennoGen ones, and the TennoGen ones have been great, but the bundles, I can't find one that I like. So I want more options for weapons personally. And speaking of fashion framey type of questions, I got a comment from Davis BR253. Said if you could only use 2 color palettes, 1 armor set, and 1 bandana for the whole game, which do you choose?
Please, Davis, make it harder than that.
All right, Jeremy.
Easy.
What you got?
Orokin and Kitir color palettes.
Ooh, okay.
Hands down, I could do just about everything I need to with those.
Okay.
The armor set that comes with Nyx Prime.
Of course.
And the... Hold on, I forget its name. I just looked it up while you were talking. The Zydeco Syndana. Boom. Mic drop. I'm done.
Zydeco?
Yep, that's the TennoGen one that's offset with the 4 or 5
got it.
That's on all my frames right now.
I like it. Okay.
Easy. I love this question. Good question. But, I mean, that's like almost all my frames right now. So easy.
All right. Are you ready for mine?
Absolutely.
It would be, we'll start with the Sandana. It would be, and I can never remember the name of it, but it's my favorite shark Sandana. The TennoGen one.
Oh, yep. Okay.
So if you guys don't know which one I won,
It's the big spiky one.
it's the big spiky ones with like it looks like a shark fin but expanded and it moves.
Udo. Nope, that's not it.
No, I can't remember the name of it, but that one, that's the Sandana. The armor set, I would probably have to go with the Prime ESO set.
Ooh, yeah.
That comes from Barokatir.
Yep.
And my color palettes, I would pick the Smoke because you can never go wrong with whites, grays, and blacks. And I'd probably pick... See, the second one's really hard for me. Lately, if I had to think of something, I'd probably pick either the Katir or... What's the one with the really cool purples? That's not the Lotus one.
Oh, the brand new one?
No.
Oh, Storm.
Storm. No, yeah, that's
Twilight.
what I pick.
It's Twilight.
Is it Twilight?
Yeah, not Storms.
No, it's Storm. Because the Storm has the purples and the yellows.
Nope. Storm has the blacks in the middle with the reds on top and the yellows on bottom. Because I almost picked that one over Orokin. And then Twilight is purple and then golds and a little flash of red. Because that's the one where purples are like the bottom half of it.
Oh, purple's not the bottom half on this one. Purple's in the middle. Towards the top. Why can I not remember what this palette is?
Yeah, I don't know which one
I
you're
use the
talking
palette
about,
all the time. Anyway, it would be a toss-up between the Katir or the palette that I'm thinking of. But I'd probably have to go with the Katir palette, honestly. It's got really good browns. The greens and the blues are really pretty on it as well.
I know I
that's
talked a
one.
good game, but yeah, the Storm could easily replace either Katir or Orokin. Those three are my favorite.
Yeah, for me it's Smoke.
So.
Smoke is, no matter what, almost all my frames have something from Smoke on it.
Yeah.
Always. And I'll do an honorable mention to Ice as well. Ice is really
a good.
good.
One. Yeah, it is.
I like the blues that it has all the way up to the really dark blues, and Fire as well. Fire is a really good one as well. So I really like that one. So we have time for one more question. And I'm going to have to keep going with this one because I think this one's really fun. And I want to end it on a really funny question. So this one's also from Davis BR253. So thank you for sending these questions in. It would be, if you had to recast the Avengers with Warframe characters and frames, who would you choose? So we will start. We have a list of them here.
Yep. So I listed out the ones that immediately came to mind.
So this is not all of the Avengers. These are the ones that we thought would more than likely have a matchup. So we will start.
It's not.
Really?
No, I just listed out the ones that came to mind first, and when I felt like the list was long enough, I just let it go.
All right, fine then. So we will start at the top. Captain America.
Okay.
Cast a frame for Captain America. I'd say Oberon personally, but that's just because of the sword and shield.
Yeah, but anyone can use that.
I know.
I do think.
Yeah.
Rhino.
Rhino for Captain America?
Yep.
Ooh. See, and this is where we're going to differ because I think Rhino would be better for Iron Man. Because of Rhino Prime. Because of the skin.
Okay, yeah, I think you make a good case there.
I think Rhino would be really good for Iron Man. Atlas would be really good for Hulk. Shocker.
I was going to say Chroma.
What?
Yeah.
Why Chroma?
Because he's got that whole Beastly and the Roar thing.
Chroma for Black Panther.
Ash for Black Panther.
Ooh, that's
the right answer there.
That's fair. I'll give you that one. Hawkeye Zavara. Duh.
Obviously, yeah.
Duh, that one didn't take anyone.
Thor is Volt.
Duh,
yeah,
that one was
had to be that way. Yeah. Spider-Man, I'll go with a potentially controversial one, Valkyr.
Actually, I was going to say Black Widow would be Valkyr.
Well,
honestly.
I'm going with Spider-Man for Valkyr because she can actually zip line to the walls.
Oh,
she has that grappling hook. So I'm going with her for Spider-Man.
Okay, I'll agree with that one. But who would you put for Black Widow then?
Black Widow.
Now, if we were doing DC, I would say Banshee would be Canary. But we're doing
we'll do
Marvel.
Justice League another time.
Yeah, we'll do Justice League a different time, guys.
Yeah, we'll do Justice League another time. Black Widow.
Okay, Falcon's gonna be Titania. You gonna challenge me on that one?
Falcon for Titania. Yeah. I was gonna say Zephyr.
Ooh, Zephyr's better. Shit. Fine.
Okay.
That one works. Black Widow's hard.
I'm gonna say.
I'm trying to think of who it would be.
Well, let's see. She doesn't. Like, are we basing it on powers? I assume it's power, more or less.
Power or look, either
So,
way.
Her biggest thing is she doesn't have anything. So what frame makes weapons better?
What frame do I use a lot of weapons? I feel like we've had this discussion before.
It's Rhino. I use Rhino when I just want to focus on the weapon.
No, I don't like that one. We'll leave Black Widow.
I do Nezza. That's
yeah,
how I play
Nezza. Nezza with Black Widow would be kind of cute.
But I feel... Okay, you said cute. I feel like people are going to use that as a joking point because we made a male frame.
We made a Avara Hawkeye.
The Hawkeye Initiative. Go look it up, everybody.
Do not look it up.
If you don't know what that means, go look it up. It's one of my favorite things.
It's actually really funny. If you don't know what the Hawkeye Initiative is, go check it out. We're not going to get
too
much
into it. So who's Doctor Strange?
Doctor Strange is Limbo.
Oh, yeah, of course he is.
That one was super easy.
I was going to say Vision for Limbo, but Doctor Strange
is way better.
Yeah.
All right, so we're down to Captain America, Vision, and War Machine.
So did Atlas won Hulk?
Atlas, no, I think Chroma won Hulk.
Okay, I think Atlas won Hulk. I think you had a good point.
Yeah.
Because I think Chroma is War Machine.
Yeah, I could see Chroma as War Machine. War Machine was really supporty anyway. War Machine didn't do much. He just supported other people. So we're down to Captain America and Vision are the last two we're going to cast.
So
this one's hard.
I'm going to make Captain America Excalibur solely based on the fact that he's the leader.
Yeah, I'll give you that one.
Excalibur,
that actually works.
He's kind of the
OG.
Yeah.
He's the OG. All right, Vision. Oof, this one's hard.
Loki.
I was thinking Loki or Ash, but you said Black Panther was Ash, right?
Oh, absolutely, he's Ash.
Yeah, that's better.
So,
yeah, Loki could be Vision.
And yeah, that's mostly because of the duplicate he can make, and then he can like warp into the duplicate, and it's sort of like Vision phasing through walls and stuff.
Yeah.
So we'll call it that.
I would do an honorable mention for Scarlet, the Scarlet Witch.
Ember.
Yeah, I was thinking Ember would be Scarlet Witch. Or Nyx. Both
because
of those two.
She has both of those types of powers. So
yeah, I would say honorable mention to her just because I really like Scarlet Witch. She's one of my favorites. Are there any others that come to mind that we haven't mentioned yet?
Well, I was just going on the movie. If we want to go on to like actual Avengers, I mean, we've got the X-Men. We could do the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, who do you think would be in the Guardians of the Galaxy? Would anybody? I could see Chroma or Rhino or Atlas being Dax.
I was thinking
dumb and just angry.
I was thinking Rhino or Atlas for Drax. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would make Oberon Groot.
Yes, Oberon would be Groot. I am Groot.
I am Groot. I am Oberon.
I am Oberon. I am Groot. Yeah, it'd be so funny. Gamora could be Valkyrie. I think. I know we've already casted her, but I think she'd also be good for a Gamora. Or Nyx. I could see Nyx as well. Being for her.
Actually, I'm going to say Garuda. I know she's not out yet.
Okay,
but just being
wins.
like hand-to-hand violence and gore, like
violence just for violence.
Yeah. I'll give.
No.
You could make a case for Nebula though, because she's a bad guy too.
That is fair. Now, ultimate question.
Okay.
Who would play Thanos?
Who would play Thanos?
Who would be so diabolical that they would kill the whole world? I know it's not a Warframe, but no, it's Vor.
Vor. Yes.
Vor is Thanos because he just monologues and then he just snaps his fingers. So yeah. I loved that question.
Oh man. Okay, one more though. Oh. We're gonna do it the other way.
Okay.
What part does Clem play?
Aww.
We gotta cast Clem.
Who does Clem play?
I'm going to leave that to you guys, and we'll talk about it next week.
Let us know your answers. Tweet us, tell us in the Discord, shoot us an email. If you had to cast Clem as an Avenger or any part of the Avengers or Marvel series.
We'll say Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yeah.
So that
Marvel
way everybody's kind of on the same page.
Yeah. As part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, who would you cast Clem as?
When you cast Clem.
Yeah, cast Clem for us.
So, or, do you have a better frame for anybody?
Yeah, let us know.
But the big one is Clem. I want you guys to cast Clem.
Yep. And if you guys have been listening to the podcast, you know that we love doing games like this. We love these types of questions.
Yeah. This was cool. Thank you.
These ones are super fun. We started it randomly while we were streaming, and it just kind of became a thing. We started it randomly in the Discord, and now people ask us these questions all the time, or we'll just get into these questions all the time. So they're super fun. Let us know who you think Clem is. So yeah, that's going to be it for us for this week. Yeah, I'm super excited. Next week is the big episode 19. We're getting closer.
We are getting closer.
Episode 20.
Yep.
So if you guys don't know, are just tuning in, maybe you haven't heard yet, or you just keep forgetting, please let us know. Episode 20, we are focusing on burnout. How do you combat burnout in games, whether it is playing it too much? We are going to be kind of focusing more towards burnout prior to new games coming, like new game modes coming out. So in Warframe specifically, with Fortuna coming out and Railjack coming out, and everybody's looking forward at Garuda and all the new things. How do you keep yourself from burning out now? So that by the time the new content comes here, you're not burnt out. So what do you guys do? Do you play other games? Do you change up what you do? Please email us, tweet us, tell us on Discord, send carrier pigeons. Let us know how you deal with that, because we are really interested in it, and that's something we kind of want to know, because we want to kind of talk about not only what do we do as Jeremy and I and as gamers, but what does the community do as well, to kind of fight that. So yeah, I'm super excited. That'll be coming up in 2 weeks. Other than that, do we have anything else, Jeremy, to talk about?
It is officially September, so send us those Halloween themed screenshot for the capture contest.
So I forgot that we were going to announce that this week. So we are starting a capture contest. This will be for the new, it'll be our offline screen on Twitch. It'll also be featured on our website. And we'll have it, links to it down, for, announce you as the winner. You have basically all of September to submit this, because it's going to go up on October 1st. So send in those submissions. We will be announcing the winner on October 1st. So on the 1st of October is when it's going to go live. So you have from now until October. As a way to enter, you must hop on the Discord and drop. We will have a special channel opening today for it. We will put the channel up live. You can put your submission in there, or you can also submit it through on Twitter with the hashtag TennoTalk contest. So hashtag Tenno, TennoTalk contest. And that way we can pull those entries as well. The winner, not only, like I said, are you going to get featured on our offline screen on Twitch and also on our website, and probably on our YouTube channel as well. We're going to try to figure out a way to feature you there. You're also going to be getting a $25 gift card for your platform of choice. So it either will be on Steam, PS4, or Xbox. And that will be going towards TennoGen and towards plat purchases and stuff like that for Warframe.
Yep.
So yeah, get
Super
those submissions
excited.
in. And like we said, the theme is Halloween. So something spooky, dark, cool color palettes, however you want to do it. Filters are acceptable. If you have any reshaders, anything like that is acceptable. It's all fair game.
And no pressure.
Yeah.
But in this household, Halloween is kind of a big deal.
Yes.
So pull out all the chops.
Yeah, Halloween is our favorite holiday of the year.
Do us proud.
So.
And no, you don't have to choose the Revenant.
No, you do not. You can have any frame you want. It can be any of the frames, like I said, any of the frames, color palettes, reshaders, all of that good stuff. So I look forward to seeing your submissions. Just to remind you guys, you have until October 1st to get them in. Submit them on Twitter with the hashtag TennoTalk contest, or send it on the Discord. 1 entry per person. So make sure you pick your best one. And best of luck. I'm super excited to see these forward.
Good luck, everybody.
Yeah. I'm so excited, man. I love Halloween.
I know. I'm so ready. Like, all the Halloween stuff started going up this past weekend.
I know. Everybody's been like tweeting out pictures and posting pictures on Instagram of going out and getting like the $1 Halloween stuff. Apple cider is now for sale. We just switched over our drink specials, and we have a caramel apple teeny that we're selling, as well as a fireball cider slushy.
Well, that sounds awful, but the caramel apple teeny sounds good.
So yeah, we just switched over all of our specialty drinks for September over to apple and fall themed drinks, and I'm super excited. God, man, I love Halloween.
Here it comes.
I know.
All right. Well, good luck, everybody. I'm super excited to see what we get.
So thanks for listening in. Thanks for joining us this week. We look forward to next week chatting with you guys and, seeing what other all cool stuff can happen in the Warframe community. So I hope all of your drops are going great, I hope you guys are getting all of the relics and everything that you want. And until next time, stay safe, Tenno. TennoTalk is a weekly Warframe podcast produced and edited by Rebecca and Jeremy of One Couple Verses. Warframe is created by Digital Extremes. Music for the podcast is provided by Purple Planet Music, and the Ortus sound clip is provided by the Digital Extremes Fansite Kit. You can email the show at tennotalk@gmail.com and reach us on Twitter at tenno_talk. You can also join us live on Twitch at TennoTalk. Follow us to make sure you get notifications on when we are live, and you can subscribe to the channel to help support the show. You can download the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Google Play, and along with most major podcasting apps. If you like the show, be sure to leave us a review and a rating. And thank you guys so much, and we'll see you next week for episode 19.